All right, hello and welcome back. My name is Morty, and this is another Mildly Gunpla review. So, review is a bit of a fine term for what I do. This is a time lapse, and then my thoughts and opinions. So we've got today something a bit different, which is the SD class Neo Zeong. So I'll never probably own the high-grade Neo Zeong because that thing is just ridiculously huge and also really hard to get your hands on. But this little guy is a little bit more normal. I say that when he's probably going to end up close to the same size as like a normal high-grade. But let's pop open the box and see what we've got inside here. So I've only opened the box. I haven't really dug through it. So the first thing that pops into view is a huge ass sticker sheet. Now a lot of these look like they're probably for the Sinanju body that seems to be part of this kit, which I kind of hope, because having a SD Sinanju would be super cool, and then kind of having the Zeong off to the side would be quite fun. But it does require a lot of color correction stickers, which is pretty standard for SD kits, even if it is a little bit on the disappointing side. There is also a small little runner of polycaps in there as well for the ball joints, and then you've got another piece here. This looks like it is probably the legs and maybe the arms. More parts here. Then you're starting to get into some real chonky parts as you get deeper into the pack. So these are quite large, these parts. These are the size of things you'd find on a Master, Perfect, or Mega grade. So that goes to show how large some of these parts in this kit is. You've got this one here, which is a bit more finer detail, looking like it's the arms of the Sinanju going inside the Neo Zeong. And then you've finally got this last one here. So we've got very, very minimal polycaps looking at this whole kit. So I'm really looking forward to getting this built. You've obviously got the card in here as well, so that's going to be the end result, which is quite cool. And then you've got a little comic on the back. I cannot read Japanese, so I'm just going to hold it there for a second. And there you go. Anyone who can read Japanese is going to have hopefully a bit of a laugh, but this is a big fold-out brochure thing. Nice and easy. Looking forward to getting this built and finally having a Neo Zeong in my collection, which will be quite cool. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes for my thoughts and opinions on the kit. Alright, so this is the finished Neo Zeong SD, essentially. So as you would have seen while I was building it, it does have inside of this whole armor here an SD Sinanju, which is super cool. I'm really quite a big fan that they included that instead of just building the whole thing out. So that's really cool. It does come with a couple of little stickers from this main one that you can see at the front here. And it obviously comes with these Psycho Frame rings, which is also super cool. Now, one of the biggest problems is it's a little bit of a hand grenade. So most of the parts sit in pretty well, but these arms are kind of flimsy. And the extra ones on the back of the body here are super flimsy. In fact, this one here is actually glued in place because it kept falling out. So I've left those as they are. The whole thing as a whole, it's not a posable figure like you'll find with a high grade or a master grade or a perfect grade. Like most SDs, its articulation is incredibly limited, and with this one, probably even more so than normal. So I'm not going to go fairly deep into that, but I will talk about what I like about it, which is the look. Obviously, super cool looking unit. Really fun to build. It looked amazing on the box, and I was super excited to see it fully built. And now that I've got it fully built here in front of me, it just looks really cool. It stands out on the shelf. It's a super unique looking kit, as you can obviously tell. There's not many that look like a Neo Zeon, and it is incredibly unique as a result, and I absolutely love it. So there is pretty much all sides of it. So let's just continue the spin. So unlike most other SDs, there's not actually too many parts where you can just see just empty plastic. The only part really is on the back of the shield up the top here, but you can only see that. You can barely make it out on the video, but you can see it. Ooh. Yeah, you can kind of make it out there on the video, but you can really see it in person. But when it's up on the shelf, a little bit of shade, you can't really make that out too much. So it doesn't stand out, unlike on some other SD kits. So it is quite cool. It does have a few hidden panels and things, like you can take these off and put in like a bazooka and some other stuff in there. And these particular little panels, they just kind of sit in there. They're not stuck in there or anything. They come out quite easily. But overall, he's just a big hunk of plastic on the outside with a little Sinanju on the inside. So I do quite like him. I'm not going to give him a grade since this is only my second SD kit, but he is quite a bit of fun. And if you see him on the shelf and you don't have a Neo Zeon, which you probably don't because not many people have the space for the high grade Neo Zeon, yeah, 100% grab him. He's a really cool one, and he's great to have in the collection, just to kind of round it out a little bit. Now, that's probably going to be enough on that. My next kit, next week, I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to fall back into the world of Gundam Seed. I received the Gundam Providence? Yeah, Roller Crusades machine in the mail the other day, so I'm going to be building that one come this weekend. So I will see you next week for that review, and I hope you enjoy, and thank you very much for watching.